Hi, my name is Dr. Nishant Yagnick. I'm a philosopher, writer, and neurosurgeon, and today I want to talk to you about how I discovered the one thing that unites us. This is also how I came to the conclusion that I want to call this podcast The Religion of the Brain. When I was in school, I was taught that the one thing that unites us is our country. And to an extent, it's true. I'm a deep patriot. I'm very proud of being Indian. And I know many Indians who have gone out of the country and are still proud of being Indian. But now it's been many years and they also are proud of the country that they live in. So it leads to a certain dilemma. Are they citizens of that country? Are they citizens of this country? And if they can do both, it's great. But if they can't, how can patriotism then, or the country then, be the one thing that unites us? It's not the one infallible thing. I also learned in my childhood that the one thing that unites us is our religion. Now, I come from a Hindu-Sikh family, so I came from two religions. I also found out that there are things in other religions that I really appreciated, and things in other religions I criticized, or things in my religion that I criticized. And even within a religion, there are so many different types of beliefs. People don't agree with each other, even in the same religion, about so many different things. So religion can definitely not be the one thing that unites us. In fact, many philosophers think that religion is the one thing that divides us. It wasn't until I started doing neurosurgery and I started learning neuroscience that I understood the one thing that unites us. When I open someone's brain, it doesn't matter what country they're from, it doesn't matter what religion they are, the brain is the same. And you'll say, duh, obviously we're all the same species, we're all human beings. But that's the only truth. That is unquestionable, isn't it? The one thing that unites us is biology. The one thing that matters in our biology for the purpose of unition is our brain and the way it works. And you'll say, obviously the brain is the same, but our minds are grossly different. Yes, they are very, very different. But the process by which our brain creates those minds is exactly the same. Even the person that you disagree with the most, that you hate the most, has formed his or her conclusions through a process of the brain that resembles yours exactly. The experiences might be different, the inferences might be different, but the brain works in exactly the same way because it has the same biology. When I thought of it that way, and when I listened and read about the thoughts of people who I don't really agree with, I found out that there was a common thread through which people form their experiences even if you don't agree with them. So there are cardinals and imams and scientists and monks and Shankaracharyas who have analyzed the questions of life from their individual cultures, countries, faiths, religions, and have come to their own personal conclusions, and have also agreed that the process of doing that is the same. And in this very polarized world, somehow I find no place for people like us who agree that the process is the same. Everywhere we are told that don't overthink, don't use your mind, some things are beyond the mind or beyond the brain, some truths have to be accepted, some things are not to be questioned. And yet in every religion, in every faith, in every country, I find people who use their minds, who use the process that their brain has been created to do, to question the deepest of truths. And in the end, they might use logical arguments or arguments of faith and might come to different conclusions, but they respect the process. They understand the process and they respect others who go through that process, because that is what our brains were created to do. So the one thing that we are united by is biology. The one thing in our biology that leads us to all of this discussion is our brains, and the process is exactly the same. And the people who want to use that process, who respect that process, are already part of the religion of the brain. If you are a person who finds himself or herself questioning the very nature of the truths that have been given to you, it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's what your brain was created to do. And you are part of the religion of the brain. The emotional fight is the greatest fight of our lives, and in this fight, perspective is power.